Hey guys, welcome to my first Canadian Diver Abroad video. Today I'm going to talk about getting to Roatan and why I chose Roatan for my Dive Master internship. Now, first and foremost, when it comes to getting to Roatan, the dive shop that I'm going with, Coconut Tree Divers, GoPro Caribean, has information on how to get to Roatan from Canada. But the information is a little bit dated, and in fact, there's a couple options that just aren't on there, so I figured I'd bring you up to date. First, I chose to go with an American airline through the United States. The reason for that is there's a year-round flight from Houston direct to Roatan every day. However, that daily flight goes at 9:30 in the morning, and there's no way practically to get from Winnipeg to Houston by 9:30 in the morning. So what I've opted for is Winnipeg to Denver, Denver to Houston, spend the night in Houston, and the next morning to go on to Roatan. There are Canadian options, but those Canadian options, you can't even purchase them year-round. The first one being on WestJet. You can take the red eye from Winnipeg to Toronto, and there's a 9:30 a.m. Toronto to Roatan flight that's available. Now, anybody who knows traveling from Winnipeg in the winter, you're one snowstorm away or one lineup at the de-icing terminal away from missing your connection and being stuck in Toronto. And that's a particular problem because WestJet only runs the flights to Roatan on Saturdays and Sundays. I'm leaving in the middle of the week. So if you were to pick a Sunday departure, miss your connection to Toronto, you're now stuck in Toronto until the following Saturday, which could be an unnecessary expense and a real frustration, especially if you're trying to get down there and get going with your dive internship. The other option is Sunwing has a Sunday charter from Toronto to Roatan and back again Sunday afternoons. Again, the downside with that is it's a morning flight in Toronto, and so you're going to want to get yourself to Toronto in advance. The other problem is that Sunwing will only allow you to book a 14-day stay, so a 2-week stay, unless you pick up the phone, call the 1-800 number, and ask for a later departure in February. But both of the Sunwing and the WestJet options weren't available to me earlier in the end of summer, beginning of fall, when I actually booked my flight on United. So that's probably a better option for you if you're sort of trying to lay your plans out early. I was able to get a pretty comparable fare to what the fares are now, except for the WestJet seat sale fares. But again, a seat sale with a flight on Saturday, if I get jammed up on weather, if you're going to take that Sunday morning flight, I'd suggest you probably still want to have a layover in Toronto overnight. Now, as to the reason why I selected Roatan for my Dive Master internship, well, it just came back to the three things. First, the material that they had about their pro program online was pretty unrivaled. From the dive theory material, which included videos of all the stuff that's covered in Chapter 9 of your Dive Master's Manual, as well as quizzes on each of the sections and final quizzes on each of the sections, was really invaluable when it came time to studying for my Dive Master internship. The course director, Wilburn, whose material you can find at GoProCaribbean.com, has a sterling reputation as a platinum course director. And lastly, some friends of mine that I dove with from Columbus, Ohio, actually recommended Coconut Tree Divers in Roatan as the destination where they would go if they were to take their Dive Master internship. And these were two excellent, experienced divers who demonstrated underwater that they were competent and really loved diving. So between those three things, that led to my decision. So now you know how to get to Roatan. Now you know why I've chosen Roatan. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about a couple of pieces of gear that I picked up in advance of my trip to Roatan, why I selected it, and what I like about it, and some of the things that I'm going to be watching for while I'm using it down in Roatan on my Dive Master course. Hope you find these videos helpful. I'm going to be doing video blogs my whole time down there, both about the training and the island, and I hope it provides some of you an inspiration to pursue some diving, and I hope it provides some entertainment for the rest of you who are just coming along for the ride. Anyway, this is the first of the Canadian Diver Abroad series. Take care.